Hi, this is Todd Widom from TW Tennis in South Florida. This week, the nation's best boys in the 16 and under and 18 and under divisions will be playing in Kalamazoo, Michigan, trying to get into the main draw of the US Open ATP event or the US Open Juniors. They're also competing for other spots as well, depending on their place of finish, and their place of finish depends on whether they can get a wild card into some other junior events or some professional events. It's a very exciting time for both the coaches and the players during the Kalamazoo week. The players train all year long for this extremely important event, and it's a very stressful time not only for the players but for the coaches. The players have all these beautiful center courts that they play on at Kalamazoo, and there's ball boys and chair umpires and college coaches swarming the event, trying to pick up their best recruit that they can, and it's a very stressful time for the kids as well as the coaches. I remember going and preparing my whole year when I was 15 and 16 years old, trying to win the wild cards for the US Open Juniors, and it was a very stressful time when I went to Kalamazoo. Now, I trained all year long, and it was a great process and everything, but I came up a little bit short, but it was still an excellent experience. And then I went into the 18s, and I was able to go further in the draw and able to handle the stresses much better. And it was just a really stressful but exciting time, and I know that a lot of the juniors are feeling those emotions this week. Now, the way that they can get over these emotions are, they focus and they try not to think about everything that's going on during this week, and they try to focus on the task at hand. That's easier said than done. If someone wins Kalamazoo, this could be a career-changing moment. They can be in the main draw of the US Open, which opens a lot of doors for them. They receive a lot of help, maybe financially or sponsorship-wise. It also can mean that they've reached much higher levels of tennis, which then could mean that they win matches at the US Open, and maybe they forego college or they go to college, and but it shows that they're maybe on a professional path, and by those results it says that they can play an extremely high level as an amateur at this moment. This is the biggest national event in the United States, and it attracts all the top players in the United States, and none of the top players skip this event because there's so much at stake, and they want those wild cards and all the great opportunities that colleges have to offer, because all the college coaches come out and watch and try to recruit the best recruits that they can for their programs. It was very stressful for me, for the first couple of days, because what you have when you get called out to play on center court is that you have ball kids. So I wasn't used to having ball kids run after the balls and pick it up and throw it to me, and then also the chair umpires are calling all the lines. So I wasn't used to that. So for me, that was all a new experience, which made me a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit nervous. But as you progress through your tennis career, you start to get used to the ball kids and the chair umpires and the big crowds that it attracts, and the whole city really gets into the event, and they look forward to the event every single year in the summer. Nationally, Kalamazoo is by far the best tournament that the United States and the USTA has to offer every single year. Now, what that means is basically, the professionalism of the tournament, the way it's organized, the way the town gets involved. There's a lot of parents, a lot of kids that come out. They want autographs. It's just a very, very professional event for the nation's best 16 and 18-year-old boys. Well, there are some similarities with Kalamazoo and professional tennis, but also maybe not so similar in some ways. What you have, or that you go in, you get your picture taken, you get a credential. That's very much like on the tour. But also, you are playing juniors, and the difference between juniors and professional tennis is that sometimes the junior matches, aren't quite as competitive as a professional match, but the event is very, very professional. And the way that they organize it, the way that they, run it on time, and how the college coaches are going around and trying to find their best recruits for their college programs, it's just very, very professional. And there's nothing better, and I used to consider it the Wimbledon of the USTA tennis tournaments. The experience of playing, the nation's best tennis tournaments, and in this case Kalamazoo, is that you learn how to play under lots of stressful conditions, lots of pressure, even though you may have an amazing support group with your coaches and your family, but the stress that's on these young boys is immense. You really want to do well. That there's an opportunity if you can win a lot of matches. So you have that in the back of your mind, and really the ones who come out on top are able to handle those stresses the best. They don't show the stress, they don't show the pressure in their face, and they're going out trying to execute what they can and what they can control, and that's really all you can do. But in terms of being able to handle the stress, this is an unbelievable opportunity for kids to be playing junior tennis at the highest level. And what it also shows is how well you can handle turmoil. Now, under these stressful conditions of Kalamazoo, that can carry over to other aspects of your life, because it shows what kind of human being you are and how mature you are into handling very stressful conditions. And that's going to happen whether you're a tennis player, or you go to college, or you play college tennis, or you're in very, very stressful environments in college tennis, which happens quite often. So all these experiences can really carry over to other aspects of your life. Going into Kalamazoo and training the whole year, trying to do as well as you can, not only in Kalamazoo but at other events, there's a lot of expectations, not only on the players but on the coaches. The coaches are putting in a lot of hours, as well as the players. Obviously the players are doing the majority of the work, but the coaches and the parents are there to help guide their son or daughter or their student. So really the expectations that I would ever have for one of my students or for myself is just to do the best I can. You want to go out, you want to try to have fun. Everyone is nervous, whether they show it or not. Everyone is a little stressed out, everyone's a little bit on edge, but you know what? You go out there, you try your best, and whatever happens, happens. And that's the way it is. I had a Kalamazoo that was a fantastic tournament for me. When I was 18, I came in 3rd place. I was one of the favorites to try to win the event, but unfortunately I came up a little bit short and came in 3rd place. That was a tremendous achievement for myself. I was a little disappointed because I didn't win the event, but I also had some bigger disappointments where I lost a little bit early in the draws in the 16s and also in my first year of 18s. But all it did was make me stronger, and it told me that I need to get better and keep progressing, because if I don't like the result that I had in the biggest tournament in the United States, then I needed to improve my skills a little bit better. I think it's crucial to have a coach guiding a young person at one of these stressful events. Now, does the coach have to have a background in playing high level amateur tennis or professional tennis? No, they don't. But what's special is that if your coach did play in these type of events, they can really coach you on how to handle these situations, which is probably the most important at this moment. They can come up with great game plans. They understand you in and out. They understand what makes you try to play your best level. They understand what mental state of mind you need to be in, which is probably the most important. Now, when you get to an event, really your training and your preparation is basically over, except maybe you're fixing or working on something here and there, but really your preparations by the time you go to the Kalamazoo tournament are over. So now it's all about mental preparation, physical preparation, making sure that everything is in order so that you can perform at your best. And that's really all you're looking for, is to try to put yourself in the best possible situation to perform your best. Now, you may win, you may lose, but really you just want to be trying to perform at your best level to give yourself a chance to succeed.